If you're looking for an amazing sweet potato pie recipe, this is it. Today on Cooking with Tovia, I'm going to show you how to make my sweet potato pie recipe. You'll be able to find all the ingredients you'll need for today's recipe in the description box. Please don't forget to subscribe with notifications for new videos on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at midnight Eastern Standard Time. Also, please don't forget to follow me on social media, and if you need to contact me for business reasons, you'll be able to find all that information in the description box as well. Begin with your pre-peeled sweet potatoes and put them into your pressure cooker. If you don't want to peel them beforehand, you can pressure cook them and peel them afterwards. Pressure cook them for 15 to 20 minutes. I'm using the Geek Chef electric pressure cooker, so I'm going to cook it for 15 to 20 minutes on the stew setting. Afterwards, we're going to release the pressure valve, drain, set aside to allow them to cool completely. So I have my pie dish here ready, and just to make things easier, I'm using pre-rolled pie crust. You can get this from your local grocery store, around where your cookie doughs and stuff would be at. So I'm going to just lay my crust over. Just lay it in, and then I'm just going to take my time to fold everything over. Don't press the crust down, because if you do, the crust will shrink in and it won't bake properly. So I'm just pressing all around the edge here. So I'm just pushing down here on the sides just to make sure it's properly in. So we're not stretching, we're just gently. If you have any creases, this is the time to sort of lightly press them out. Don't press it to flatten the dough so much, so you need to keep your crust as even as possible. If you have any parts of the crust that's still hanging over, just lift the crust back, press it downward, just to ensure that it's. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a fork or just a clean tip of a knife. I'm just going to poke little holes in the bottom. This prevents the crust from puffing up, so you will have an uneven pie. This allows the steam to hit it, and this will help make the crust crisp. So I'm doing just little holes everywhere. So now I'm going to set this aside. And I'm going to set this aside inside my refrigerator. So here in the bowl of my mixer, I'm going to begin with my butter that's at room temp, and then my sugar, and then this is going to be my cream cheese that's at room temp as well. We're going to cream them together. I'm going to let this cream together for 3 to 4 minutes. Halfway through, stop the machine and give your bowl a scrape, and then allow it to finish creaming. I'm going to add my salt to this because it's been 4 minutes now. After adding the salt, I'm going to reduce the speed to medium, or we're going to turn the speed off. Then we're going to turn the machine to low. And I'm going to add 1 egg at a time. These are 2 large eggs. These are at room temp. So add 1 egg at a time. And then after adding the egg, just let it beat for about 30 seconds after each addition. You may need to give your bowl a scrape. With my machine, I don't have to worry about scraping. Now you see we're getting this beautiful emulsification here. We want this to be very smooth. You don't want to see any sugar grains. Now I'm going to add the second egg. After adding the second egg, we're going to give this a mix for another 30 seconds or so. Now because I'm not using brown sugar per se, but we are making our own brown sugar in a way because we're going to add molasses to this. The reason why I'm not using brown sugar is because I don't want to weigh it down too much in the beginning. So brown sugar is made from sugar and molasses, just those two ingredients. So this is still the same thing. So add your molasses. And add just a couple of tablespoons of molasses. The molasses is what gives it color from the brown sugar you see in traditional recipes. So after adding my molasses, I'm going to add this is caramel extract, or caramel flavor. And then I'm going to add my vanilla. And I'm using pure vanilla extract. I'm not using no imitation here. So I'm just going to give this a mix for a few seconds. Now what I'm going to do is slowly add my sweet potatoes. So in the beginning I showed you I cooked them in the pressure cooker, but I didn't show you when I took them out. You would need to cook it in the pressure cooker for at least 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, just depending on, you know, your pressure cooker, size of potatoes, things of that nature. So I'm going to just give the bowl a scrape here. I'm going to turn the machine back on. Allow everything to mix. I'm sorry I'm being long-winded, but this is perfect for people who've never baked before. Then add a few more things to this, and then we're going to be done. So next thing I'm going to add is my cinnamon. I don't use my microphone wire. The next thing I'm going to add is my cinnamon. I don't add nutmeg. A lot of people don't like it. So this is cinnamon. The caramel flavor will make up for the nutmeg, believe me. Plus the cream cheese, which is nice in addition. Okay, so after getting everything a mix, I'm going to add a quarter of my mashed sweet potatoes. Don't use canned, believe me, because there's a difference. These are fresh. So after I add a quarter, I'm going to turn it on, and I'm going to allow it to mix until it's very smooth. Then, pretty much smooth now, I'm going to add half of my heavy cream. Then I'm going to add half of my remaining sweet potatoes here. I'm just going to mix it so it's very smooth. Add the remaining cream, which I just hid here on the side. I know you can't see it, but I've been adding it to the side. I'm going to stop the machine, and then I'm going to add the remaining sweet potato. Just going to mix until it's smooth for another minute. I'm going to give the bowl a scrape. It needs to be scraped. So I'm going to mix this for a minute, and we'll be back after 1 minute. So we're going to stop the machine, and then we're going to pour this into our crust. Before I pour this into my crust, I just want to sort of make sure the crust is not crinkled on the inside here. So I'm lifting it up, pressing the crust down on the sides of the dish. And then I'm going to pour my pie filling in the middle. And you can see all that cream cheese and everything. This is going to be an amazing pie. My oven is preheated at 375 Fahrenheit. And what I'm going to do is just take my crust and press it back over the edge here. Don't stretch it, just lay it over the edge naturally. So what I'm going to do is spread this over smooth. I can't find my little small offset spatula, so just have to keep moving along here. Just to make sure the pie is spread over evenly. So this is why I'm doing that. And it gives a beautiful presentation at the end. Makes it easier if you use your Lazy Susan or turntable. Now what I'm going to do is just take a wooden chopstick that's a square shaped, and I'm going to just lightly take it and press down here on the edge and just roll it. And as you move, pick it up, you know, you just start off where you left off at. And I do it sort of hard, so it can just leave a mark. If you have to go back over it a few times, just do so. I'm going to trim off the excess edge with a sharp paring knife. I'm working quickly here. Now I'm going to go ahead and put this in a preheated 350-degree oven. It's going to bake for about 30 to 45 minutes. So my pie took about 50 minutes for it to bake total. Just be very patient with it because it will take a moment for it to actually set. So after the pie has set, I took it out, let it cool on the counter for about an hour before I stuck it in the fridge, and I covered it with some saran wrap when I left it in the fridge. We're just going to do a very simple garnish. Okay, I'm going to show you guys this super simple garnish. I have here some homemade whipped cream. And I just whipped it up. You can check the description box for my stabilized whipped cream recipe. It's on my baking channel, The Sugary Sweet. And if you want to learn more about baking, please stop by that channel. And I'm not only baking just sweet items, I'm doing savory as well. So I'm just going to take my homemade whipped cream and dabble a bit in the middle here, and you just sort of pal it. And I'm going to add another little dollop, and I'm going to just sort of spread it a little bit with my offset spatula. And then I'm going to just dust it with a little bit of cinnamon in the middle. And I just hold my cinnamon up from a distance and just lightly shake. And that way, you see you have a beautiful pie. It's very simple. Less is more. So I'm going to cut the pie. I'm not a fan of sweet potato pie, so I'm not going to be tasting this. But I will show you what the inside looks like. And if you bake it at the exact temp, you shouldn't have any problem with your crust browning too much, as long as it's asphyxiated in the middle of your oven. The rack is asphyxiated in the middle. And also it's good to have an oven thermometer. So that way you know if your oven is reaching the exact temp. So the first piece is always hardest to get out. So here goes. If I'm out of practice. Oh, beautiful. You see that beautiful texture. It's all from the cream cheese. So guys, please, if you enjoyed today's recipe, please add it to your playlist. I know this pie is absolutely delicious. Believe me, I know, because every time I make it, everybody goes crazy. So please, I hope you enjoyed the recipe. Add this video to your playlist. If you have any comments, please leave it in the comment section down below. I hope you guys really enjoyed this recipe, because it is, believe me, your family will love it. If you try the recipe, please share pictures of what you make. If you may try any of my recipes at all, share it with me on Instagram or tag me on Facebook group, okay? Thank you so much for all your support. Remember to live and be well. Let's come together and love each other. Until next time.